Hey y'all, my name is Taylor. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. So today's video is going to be a reading vlog, and I am so excited to be getting back to doing reading vlogs. I haven't done one since I had my second baby. It's really hard to do vlogs whenever you have little people and you don't want said little people on the screen. So it is harder said than done, but I'm hoping I can do this. I was inspired by some books that I had read recently. So let me back up a little bit. If you didn't know, my family and I, we are moving pretty soon. We are moving from South Carolina to Indiana. My husband got into school up there, so we're heading north. And if you've ever moved any distance that especially out of state or even across the country, you know that moving expenses are expensive, and so space is very valuable, and I love my books, but I do want to take some that I value and are worth the space. So I was inspired by some books that I recently read that I do own and I was not that impressed with, and I'm going to be unhauling. So I thought I would try and read just from my shelves to try and determine if I should take them, pack them, or purge them. So this series, well, I don't know if this is going to be one video or a series of videos, what I'm going to do, what the length of this is going to be. I'm just kind of going with the flow. But at the very least, this video will be called a pack and purge vlog. Pack or purge vlog. So I'm going to do a quick unhaul so I can share with you those books and I can get them away, not have to worry about them anymore. So let me get those real quick. I have them in a stack behind me. Okay, so there are 3 books. The first one is really a bummer because I pre-ordered this and I don't pre-order very often. So that's a bummer. But it is Shattered Sanctuary by Nancy Mel. This is book 1 in the Erin Delaney mysteries. I did read the Kaylee Quinn mystery series, profiler series, whatever it is, by Nancy Mel, and I really enjoyed that series, but this one was a letdown for me. I felt like it was more of a copycat. I felt like Kaylee Quinn she's back in the series, but almost as the main character again. There were some things that just didn't make sense. It was kind of very plug and play. I'll go into more detail later, but in a recent reads video, but I DNF'd that one. I also DNF'd the Love Letter by Rachel Hauck, and this one is a dual timeline. There's a timeline in the Revolutionary War period and a modern day timeline. The modern day one is they're making a movie about, like a romance movie about the past timeline. So it was very confusing, like keeping what was real from the historical timeline from what they had in the movie. So the movie was inspired by a love letter from the ancestor of the screenwriter. And yeah, it was just confusing. I'm having trouble explaining this. There's 4 different points of view in this. There was some questionable content in here for me as far as the main character in the modern timeline. She's trying to describe what the gospel is to a non-believer, and she's an actress, so I guess she was pulling from her knowledge base, giving an example. But she said that the gospel is a story worthy of Mel Gibson, and those were the exact words. And I get what she was trying to say, that even Hollywood picked up the gospel, like it is a good story. But I feel like it diminishes the fact that it is the story. It is God's story. It is not worthy of anybody except for God. So the word semantics were not there for me. They posed a problem for me. And there was also like this weird scene with this random guy that shows up and says, "You are forgiven." to one of the characters and disappears. Says the historical timeline, but I don't know if he was supposed to be an angel or like Jesus coming back. I don't know what that was, but I didn't like it. So I DNF'd this book. And then the other one I did finish. This is Aftermath by Terry Blackstock. This is a Christian romantic suspense. And this is just a letdown for me. I rated it 2 stars. It was just meh. The romance really wasn't there. It went from 0 to 100. I knew where it was going because I knew it was romantic suspense, but I just didn't see the romance. There was an annoying character in here. Like, I just did not like it. So, getting rid of those. See you later. Bye-bye. Yeah, so, the point of this video is I had asked on my community tab for some prompts for me to pick from, to pick books from my shelves to read. I'm trying to do an experiment, if you will, because I've never done a TBR jar before. I've always mood read or picked books for like a readathon. So this is a new thing for me. So I'm very excited. I don't know how this is going to go, but we're going to see. So thank you to those who put a prompt or multiple prompts up there for me. So I put them all in this owl jar. Isn't it so cute? I love owls, and blue is my favorite color. I guess this is kind of a bluish green. But anyways, this usually houses my bookmark, so I commandeered it for the prompts. So hopefully you get a good one. I do also have to be able to have an audiobook or an ebook version of the book that I pick, because I am feeding my baby, and I do the majority of my reading while I do that, and I need to do that with one hand, and that's very hard with a physical book. So I'll still try and read from the physical book too, but the ebook or audiobook is going to be the main way that I'm going to be reading. So let's see. One word title, and this is from, oh gosh, Nandafur. Sorry, my brain. There it is. If that's you, thank you. So one word title. I have a few of those, so I see ones right there that are just right smack right there, but I don't know if I want to read those. So let me see. Let me pull some contenders and I'll be right back. All right, I have a stack of contenders. I just grabbed ones that have one word that I have not read yet. So we're going to see. Some of these I don't even know what they're about. So this is Keturah by Lisa T. Bergeron. It looks like a historical book. It is a book 1 in the Sugar Baron's Daughters series. In 1772 England, Lady Keturah Banning Tomlinson and her sisters find themselves the heiresses of their father's estates and know they have one option: to go to the West Indies to save what is left of their heritage. Although it flies against all conventions, they are determined to make their own way in the world. But once they arrive in the Caribbean, conventions are the least of their concerns. On the infamous island of Nevis, the sisters discover the legacy of the legendary sugar barons has vastly declined, and that's just the start of what their eyes are open to in this harsh and unfamiliar world. Keturah never intends to put herself at the mercy of a man again, but every man on the island seems to be trying to win her hand, and with it the ownership of her plantation. She could desperately use an ally, but even an unexpected reunion with a childhood friend leaves her questioning his motives. To keep her family together and save the plantation that is her last chance at providing for them, can Keturah ever surrender her stubbornness and guarded heart to God and find the healing and love awaiting her? It does look very summery too, so this is very on trend for this time of year. Y'all, it is blazing hot here. We're going through an excessive heat wave situation. It's been feeling like over 100 type thing. Humid as all get out. Like, oh, I'm dying. So that would be appropriate. I feel like I'm there in the West Indies already. I also have this book, which is Erased. It is a real Sleeping Beauty accounts by Megan Charlie. I got this in a giveaway. So this says, what happens when 12 fairies with more power than sense bless a newborn princess? Rhiannon has been in love with the crown prince of Brulark for years. Daystar still sees her as his little sister's best friend. So we have a best friend situation. Thanks to her father's matchmaking scheme, she has one last chance to change Daystar's mind and get him to consider her in a romantic light before she's married off to the most politically advantageous suitor. But when Daystar's pixie-blessed and ambitious older sister Aurora returns after a decade of hiding, things get sticky. Suddenly, accidents are befalling the king on a daily basis, and there are whispers of war. How can Rhea worry about gaining Daystar's affection when his life may be at stake? Okay, so fairy tale retelling. We know that's very up my alley, although his name, I don't know how I feel about his name. Let's see. Common. This is by Lori Lucking. This one is an original sweet fairy tale with beautiful romance and daring adventure reminiscent of Ever After. So, a Cinderella one. This story captures the essence of happily ever after. In a kingdom where romance between royalty and commoners is forbidden, loving a prince could change everything. Leah spends her days scrubbing floors, polishing silver, and meekly curtsying to nobility. Nothing distinguishes her from the other commoners at the palace except her budding relationship with Rafe, the handsome, respectable, and endearing crown prince of Imperia. Okay, Cinderella retelling. I also got this in the same giveaway as Erased. I don't know if I already said that. My brain. Dauntless. This is by Dinah L. Sleeman. It's book 1 in the Valiant Hearts series. This one, let's see. It looks like it might possibly be a female Robin Hood situation. Not sure. But I also I won this in a giveaway too. By oh gosh. Why am I blanking on her name? Melanie Kilsby. That's her name. I'm sorry, girl. I mean, she probably doesn't even watch this channel anymore. She's not been active on YouTube. She used to be like an OG booktuber, but she hasn't been on for several years. So I had this, I got this a couple years ago when I first started my channel. But it is, the back says, born a baron's daughter, Lady Mary Ellison is now an enemy of the throne after her father's failed assassination attempt upon the king. Bold and uniquely skilled, she is willing to go to any lengths to protect the orphaned children of her former village, a group that becomes known as the Ghosts of Farthingale Forest. Mary finds her charge more difficult as their growing notoriety becomes brings increasing trouble their way. So, yes, I was right. Robin Hood story. And then the last one is Ember Gold by Rachel Nelson. And this one I just recently bought. The cover is what spoke to me because it has dragon on the cover. I love dragons. I don't even know what this is about, and it doesn't say on the back, so I have no clue. This is going to be like a wild card. But look at the inside cover, y'all. It's purple, and it has gold embossed lettering with the dragon eye. Love to see it. Oh, duh. It has an inside cover. Duh, Taylor. Let's see. Gild has spent her life isolated in the wild marshlands, a place too wet for the dragon to go. She's safe there, according to her father. So why is he asking her to leave with him now that she has come of age? There is more to Gild's family than she knows, and debts need to be paid. Betrayed and shattered, she wakes in a crumbling mountain castle with the beast of her nightmares. Except this dragon speaks like a man and reads books. His kindness confuses her and opens a forgotten longing in her heart, all while Gild plans her escape from a mountain full of secrets. This place can unveil her past and why she was sacrificed to the beast. Truths that may put both their lives in danger if they can't learn to trust each other. But how can Gild ever trust again, especially after she discovers what dragons truly are? Okay. So, I don't know if you can tell, but But I think I'm mostly intrigued by Ember Gold. I'm not going to lie. I may read this. I think it is on Hoopla on audio, and I'm going to try and get it through there. I think this is what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do this one. I will keep the other ones as possible contenders if this one doesn't work out. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this prompt. So thank you for that prompt. That's a good one. So I'll check in next time whenever I have an update about what I'm reading. Hey y'all, quick update. So I am just got home from taking my son to the pediatrician's office. He is doing really well. He is way bigger than my daughter was. He weighs 17 pounds, 2 ounces as a 4-month-old. Like, y'all. He big. He's a little bit of a workout to pick up, but he's such a happy little baby. Happy little big baby. But he's doing really good. So, yeah, that was a good visit. So I listened to the audiobook for Ember Gold, and I'm really impressed so far. Rachel Nelson, I think that's her last name, Rachel Nelson. She's really, really good about building, like world building and such like interesting, unique stories. Like I never know where she's going to go with this. And this is about Gilda. She is 16 years old, and she lived with her father, who was pretty abusive, really apathetic to her, didn't care about her, was, hit her type of thing. So he has always told her, like, a dragon's coming for him, so because he's coming for him, the dragon's also coming for her, for her. And so, like, she's seen the dragon before, like, flying over. You can smell him. He smells like smoke. So she's spent her whole life, like, in this marsh area, which dragons don't like water, so that's why they're hiding there. And so, kind of like survival type thing where they're just out in the marsh, away from everything and everybody. She's never left. She doesn't know anything, which is very interesting to read about, like, because later on, her dad is like, oh, well, I have this weapon that I can use against the dragon to make him stop hunting me. So they decide to leave, and she goes to this town, and she's like, doesn't even know what a horse is. So that's interesting that she's just extremely, extremely sheltered. And so we get to meet the dragon eventually, and it's just so interesting the way she is describing the dragon, and she'll ask him something, like, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but she ends up being with the dragon, right? And the dragon is not what she thinks he is. And she asks him, like, why are you doing that? And he's like, it's because I'm a dragon. But I don't know if he's like a human, like, or if he's actually a dragon. I have no idea what's going on. I am very intrigued, and I'm hooked. I'm like 20% in. The audiobook is pretty good. I'm pretty easy to follow. So I'm quite happy with my pick for the TBR jar. So this is a win so far. I think I've only been listening to it for like a day or two, so I'm making good progress too, so that's good. But yeah, I just wanted to check in real quick and say I am happy with reading. So see you in the next clip. So it's been quite a while since the last time I filmed a clip. A lot has happened in a short amount of time, but long for a vlog. Anyways, so since I filmed my last clip, we listed our house, and y'all, real estate is always crazy to me. Like, things happen so fast. So we listed our house a Friday afternoon, late afternoon. Pardon my laundry right there. Mom life, laundry's everywhere. We listed it on a Friday afternoon. Nobody saw it that day just because it was later in the day. So all day Saturday, and then a couple on Sunday and one on the Monday. So we had 12 total showings of our house, 6 offers, and so we went under contract Tuesday morning. There was a snafu with, the form or whatever, so it would have been Monday night, but it ended up being Tuesday morning. So, boom, 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 we're under contract. So we've already had the home inspection done, waiting to hear when the appraisal is going to be. So we're moving right along, and I really got to get into gear with packing my house. So this vlog is more important than ever to me. So, I just finished Amber Gold like a few minutes ago, and I'm sorry I wasn't able to give you like more of my thoughts as I went along, but also not sorry because I feel like it's one of those books that you probably would be better served if you kind of go into it blind, because I really enjoyed my experience because I barely knew anything about it, and I was just kind of wondering the whole time. I will say that I do like it better than her debut. I did like her debut, but it was kind of more like a little bit more dark and depressing kind of, but I really enjoyed the world building in that one particularly, which made me really interested in picking up this one. This one, there is good world building. It's not as strong as her first one. However, it makes up for it in other areas such as romance. So it was really good. I was not expecting it to be romance. I was hoping it would be, but it is. So I don't want to say anything more than that. Other than if you like dragons, if you like romance, if you like, light fantasy, if you like quests, this book is for you. So like I said, I just finished it, so I think I'm going to rate it. I'm kind of thinking like a 4, maybe 4.5 right now. It is actually Christian fantasy because towards the end, there was like what you could tell would be their version of Jesus and God. So there was a thread of the story had to do with that. So that was also surprising to me. I thought it was just going to be like clean or whatever, but there was actually not allegory, that's not the right word, but a representation of God in it. So that was interesting. But yeah, I'm glad I purchased it and I own a copy. And I could have been holding it this whole time. Amber Gold, there we go, y'all. Highly recommend. You should pick it up. So I'm glad I purchased it and I was able to get it on a deal. So also, pardon my appearance too, like, and the lighting and all that. It is, I think it's like 11 something at night. I was trying to see the clock, but I can't see it from here. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock at night, and the reason I wanted to film this was, 1, I needed to, and then 2, I need to draw another book. So, I don't know if everybody's familiar, if your library doesn't have it, but my library has Hoopla, and that's how I listened to Amber Gold. They had it on there. And by the way, let me pause. I'm scatterbrained. The audiobook for Amber Gold was good. Like, the acting was good. But this is supposed to be a 17-year-old girl. And the audiobook narrator seemed way too older to me. Like, she sounded like she was like at least 30. So, she didn't sound like, the main character's name is Gilday. She didn't sound like her, but it was good voice acting at least. So there's that. So kind of semi-recommend it if you need to read it via audiobook. It's not terrible, but just know that going in. Anyways, so with Hoopla, my library has set a limit, like a collective daily limit. It's called, like, the entire library system of library patrons. They set the limit to where all of us the library has a limit of how many books you can get per day. And if you wait any longer than early morning, then you probably won't get your book until the next day. So we're about, My tip is to do it around midnight. Just to be honest, like right there. That's how I tend to get mine like on Johnny on the spot. So I wanted to film this so that I can pull out an option for y'all and have my next book ready to go, ready for midnight. So, because I'm going to be up feeding my baby, so I need something to listen to. So let us pick something, and I hope this is as a success as last time. So, let's see. All right, what does it say? Newest copyright date. We're getting a lot of new releases. Like, what is this? Newest copyright date. Well, it would have been Emerald, but I have already checked that off the box. Ooh, okay, let me think. I don't want to take up time, so hold on one moment. I'll be right back. Okay, that took a little bit of thinking, but I have a choice. So I had a few that I could have chosen because I've gotten several new releases lately, like through pre-order or giveaways or things like that. So I could have chosen any one of those. However, I did want it to be an audiobook, and I was very pleasantly surprised because I was thinking maybe I would only be able to do like an ebook through KU, but I'm very surprised that Hoopla has this one on audio. Like, I didn't even know this one had audio. Like, what? Okay, so I'm very excited. So this lighting is terrible, but The Tides of Time by Sarah M. Eden. I am so intrigued by this. Like, the premise itself sounds so interesting. So it is a time travel proper romance story. Okay, so fleeing the clutches of Robespierre's revolutionary tribunal in France, Lily Manet makes a desperate escape on a ship headed to England, but her dangerous flight takes an unexpected turn when a violent storm catapults her off the ship and 80 years into the future, leaving her stranded in the unfamiliar world of 1873 England. There is more, but I don't want to know anymore. I want to find out myself. So, I am going to check out the Hoopla version of the audiobook, and I may even try and get the ebook too, so I can have all forms of format to get it done. So, yay! I'm glad that I got a good pick. I've been wanting to read that one, but it was a newer one, so I feel kind of guilty ignoring my current or words the ones I already owned. But yay, I'm hoping that it will be a successful pick as well. I'm thinking maybe, I don't know how, I haven't looked and see how long this video is yet, but I want to at least finish this book, so I'll have 2 books for this vlog. I may go even longer depending, but I don't want to go longer than an hour of just me yammering on, because there's nothing interesting that I'm doing that I've videoed. So yeah, I could have filmed some stuff this weekend, but I forgot. It's just a lot with little people trying to, yeah, it's just nearly impossible to film with them around. So anywho, I'm gonna start this book and see how it goes. Hey y'all, so I finished another book and I did not update y'all along the way. I'm so sorry. What is this vlog? I don't know. Life's been so busy. Since the last clip, we have done some stuff with our house. My husband went and toured houses in Indiana, and we picked one. We were set to go. We have a place to live, thank the Lord. It was something I was worried about. My kids have daycare set up, so just a lot of moving parts, and we've just been boom, 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 boom. And to be honest with you, like, filming live time reactions is really hard just because I have the kids around, or I'm not presentable to be on camera, and I've just been plain old exhausted. So yeah, I hope this video is okay. But anyways, my final thoughts on The Tides of Time. I really, really liked it. This is definitely another success. So this is good. This is good. This is we're 2 for 2 now, 3 for. How many books have I read? I don't even know. Oh my goodness. I can't remember, but yeah, it's been good. So this one, I really, really enjoyed it. The time travel elements was very fascinating. So if I didn't already say, this is about Lily. She is a hero in the French Revolution time period. She's been helping people escape, and she has rescued 76 people, and she flees. In her efforts to flee, she gets on a ship, and there's a storm. She gets tossed overboard. She ends up forward in time, meets a guy, and love ensues. And there's just a story that's really sweet. It's called a proper romance. Like, it's not really, it doesn't really go into too much detail of like the Regency era. 1873. I don't know time right now. Is that Regency? I don't even know. I can probably look it up, but right now I don't know. But anyways, there was more kind of focusing on like the French Revolution details of it versus like the 1873 time period. Other than like her dress was different. She's like, she didn't know what a steam engine was, and she freaked out about it. So it was interesting to see how someone from the past, who goes to forward for them, but still in the past for us, what things were different for that time period. I don't think I've ever read a book where that happened. It's always like, it's modern enough to where I would be like, oh yeah, that's probably something that they would be like, what? Whereas some of the stuff I've been like, I have no idea when this was new. Like there's like a paraffin lamp, I think. Was one thing that she was like, whoa, what is the sorcery? An oven. She was like trying to cook over like the fire in the hearth, and she's like, what is this beast that's letting off heat? So that was really interesting and fun to read. The romance was really sweet. One thing I did find kind of repetitive and thus annoying to me is that it really kept repeating how many people she saved. 76 people, y'all. That number is grilled into my head. 76 people, 76 people, 76 people. I'm like, if you bring it up a few times, fine. But like literally it was enough to get annoying. And I just really didn't like that part of it. That was really, really annoying to me. But everything else was really, really good. Really enjoyed it. The cover is so pretty to me. Book 2 is coming out. I'm going to have to look and see what it's about, but it definitely has a setup for like other stories to be made with the Tides of Time, like people people back and forth in time or whatever. So very intrigued, and we'll be checking out the second book. So I highly recommend, if you like, excuse me, my voice. If you like time travel, if you like the French Revolution time period, if you like lighthouse stories, clean romance, yeah, that one is definitely a winner in my book. One of the best time travel books I read that's clean. So I am happy with that reading experience. So I need a new read now, so I have my jar ready. And just so y'all know, like, I think I'm seeing here, like this part here, y'all are precariously propped up on a lamp. So I'm really hoping, like, so far so good, it hasn't fallen. So that's why there's just like this weird spot right there in the screen. That's my lamp. But anyways, I digress. So let's see what all I picked this time. So let's see. I've picked one. I'm gonna put this down. All right. Let's see. Let's show y'all first. Is it? No, it's upside down. I cannot read backwards. Book I'd like to pass down to my kids, and this was a prompt given to me by Tammy over the Protagonist Pub. Book I'd like to pass down to my kids. Oh, all of them? Oh my goodness. Book I'd like to pass down to my kids. I would think that would kind of be probably more of a classic. Book I'd like to pass down to my kids. Let me ponder that, and I will get back to you. Okay, I think I have a safe answer for this because I was thinking, that would probably be a classic, but I don't really necessarily feel like reading a classic just because my brain capacity right now cannot process hard things. So I'm gonna go with The Silver Chair by C.S. Lewis. It's book 6 in the chronological version of the Chronicles of Narnia. This is the book I'm on. My goal last year was to finish the series, and I never got around to it, so I just have book 6 and book 7. And I did start the audiobook at one point. I just wasn't wanting to read an audiobook, so I'm going to try and finish this one. It's a middle grade. It should be fairly quick. So I think I can knock that one out pretty quickly and get access to the audiobook again. Because before I was listening to it through Everend, and I have since canceled Everend, saving every penny we can get, y'all. So I think I should still be able to get the audiobook, or the ebook should be fairly doable, or I'll figure it out. But I was thinking, since that's a shorter one, and I may want to flip back and forth with a different genre, because I've done that before with Narnia. I'm gonna see. We'll see if I can do it. I want to see if I can read something else simultaneously. So let's go. You get a 2-for-1 special this go around. So let's see. Let's see what this one says. So it's upside down again. Oh my goodness. Okay. This one's from Tammy too. Okay. Set in the Midwest. Tammy, these are your picks. I got 2 for you at the same time. Set in the Midwest. This is a very good prompt because that's where I'm going. And I should be, I'm going to be there in a couple weeks when I'm filming this. So it's just hard to imagine that I'm leaving the South. This is so different for me, but I'm excited. So what even do I have that's set in the Midwest? I don't know. Let me figure it out. That's definitely not going to be anything, well, y'all can't see, but maybe I can turn you. That won't be any of this because that's my fantasy section. So at least I can probably look over here, which is historical. So hold please. Okay, so I'm realizing looking at my shelves that I am heavily biased, at least in the historical books. They're set in England or the Southeast. So I did not have very many to pick from that were actually set in the Midwest. But I came across 2 contenders. One is contemporary romance, and the other one is a Jamie Jo, which is dual timeline. So something set in the past and something set in the current times, I think, usually is what she does. I've only ever read one other Jamie Jo, and it was just okay for me, but I've heard people rave about her books, so I've been wanting to try her some more. So since I'm talking about it, I'll go ahead and talk about this one. So The Reckoning, it's a hard word to say. The Reckoning at Gossamer Pond by Jamie Jo Wright. And I think this is one of my friend's favorites of hers. I think. I'm not entirely positive. But, so I'll read you the back. So, for over a century, the town of Gossamer Grove has thrived on its charm and Midwestern values. This book made it so easy to pick because it said Midwestern in the back. I was like, thank you. But Annalise Forsythe knows painful secrets, including her own, hover just beneath the pleasant facade. Yet her strange and sudden inheritance of a rundown trailer home full of pictures, vintage obituaries, and old revival posters leaves her wholly unprepared for how truly dark and deadly those secrets may be. A century earlier, Gossamer Grove is stirred by the chaos by the arrival of controversial and charismatic twin revivalists. The chaos takes a murderous turn when Libby Sheffield, while working at her father's newspaper, receives an obituary for a reputable church deacon hours before his death. As she works with the deacon's son to solve the crime, it becomes clear that a reckoning has come to town. But it isn't until another obituary arrives at the paper that they realize the true depths of the danger they've waded into. 2 women, separated by 100 years, must unravel the mysteries of their own town before it's too late and they lose their future or their very souls. Spooky. Okay. Very different vibe here. This is Just Let Go by Courtney Walsh. And this was totally a cover buy. I have no idea what this is about. Like, I can guess from the cover that it's probably contemporary romance. And that is Courtney Walsh's realm. At the time, I had not read her yet. I have read one book from her since I purchased this. So this one says, for Quinn Collins, buying the flower shop in downtown Harbor Point, which is in Michigan, I looked on the first page, fulfills a childhood dream, but also gives her the chance to follow in the footsteps of her mother, who owned the store before leaving town 20 years ago and never looking back. Completing renovations, however, while also preparing for a prestigious flower competition her mother is judging, soon has Quinn in over her head. Not that she'd ever ask for help. Quinn's father and his meddling friends find the perfect solution in notorious Olympic skier words. Grady Benson, when his pit stop in the old-fashioned lakeside town leads to a fight and property damage, helping Quinn as a community service sentence seems like the best way to avoid more negative press. Quinn finds Grady reckless and entitled. He thinks she's way too uptight. Yet as they begin working together, Quinn sees glimpses of the vulnerability behind the bravado, and Grady learns from her passion and determination, qualities he seems to have lost in the pursuit of Olympic gold. When a well-intentioned omission has devastating consequences, Grady finds himself cast out of town and Quinn's life, possibly forever. Y'all, my language. Forced to face the hurt holding her back, Quinn has to choose: let go or risk missing the adventure of a lifetime. I'm not gonna lie, this doesn't sound intriguing to me. I'm not a contemporary romance girly. So, for the purposes of this video, which is to pack or purge, I think I'm going to have to go with this one, because the other one sounds a lot more intriguing to me, and this one is definitely like, why do I own this? It could be very good. I don't know. And I've never seen anybody talk about this one. Has anybody read it? Let me know. So I think if I can get a hold of it, in like ebook or audio, I'm going to go with this one. If for some reason I can't get it and I can't physically read it, I might try and physically read it. That's going to be a struggle, probably. Contemporary romance. If not, this is my backup. So, there we have it. There's are my books. We're going to attempt to read. Wish me luck. Hey y'all, so I thought I would try and include a different clip versus me just talking about books this entire vlog for what, I don't know, like an hour maybe, I don't know. Try and make this a little bit more interesting besides me just blabbing for that long. So I thought I would include a book haul. And I do want to give the disclaimer that I know this is a pack and purge vlog. It seems kind of counterintuitive to have a book haul when I'm supposed to be unhauling, or the goal is to unhaul what I can. But most of these books I did get before we found out we were moving, and I just haven't had a chance to film a book haul yet. Some of these were gifts, and then some of these I did unhaul some, and then I didn't want to waste the trade credit, so I went ahead and got a couple more books. So I brought in less than what I sent out. So, you know, book collecting in and of itself is a hobby, right? So it's really hard to stop. But I do want to share them with you real quick. I'm not going to go into too much detail for sake of time, but I will try and link all of them in the description box if you want to take a peek further. But here we go. So I have a prayer journal for your husband, and this is by Creative Faith Co. It's Hillary, I think her name is. She has a YouTube channel. She does different like Bible journaling type content, and she's really sweet. I like her videos, and she had this journal for your husband, and it's sold on Amazon, so that the shipping was really quick. I just saw that she had this product, and I really wanted to try and use it because she has like a different like a chart with like for health, for his job, for patience, desire to be in God's word. And so she has different headers and then some scripture down at the bottom to go along with it. And she has answered prayers as well, and then some pages in the back. So I just wanted to support her, and I got this as a gift for one of my friends. Well, actually, she's the fiance of my husband's best friend, so she's a friend, but that's how we know her. But she was having a bridal shower, and I wanted to get this for her, and I got one for myself as well because I'm planning. My husband is starting, as I said before, he's starting school soon, so I think it would be nice to cover him with prayer. So along the same lines, so I got 7 Days to a Naked Marriage by Dave and Ashley Willis. I love this pink. I just love that. So it's really, really tiny. As I've said before, nonfiction is my weakness, or my weak area. It's not my weakness. I don't crave it. It is a weak area in my reading. So even a tiny book is really difficult for me to get into, but I'm hoping that I can get into that at some point. I had a sweet friend gift me this, and this is Chords of Green and Gold by Sarah Baron. It's also a tiny little cute book, and I've heard Lindsay from BFCG, this is one of her favorite fairy tale retelling series. This is Rumpelstiltskin. I'm really looking forward to that one. And then I got another gift from a sweet friend, and this one is 26 Below by Kimberly Woodhouse. I really love Kimberly Woodhouse's writing. She does really good faith stories, and this is a thriller by her, and I haven't read a thriller by her. I've only read historical fiction, so curious to see how she does with thrillers. And then I got Brittany Fichter was having a sale because she was moving and she was trying to save space, so I feel that. This was before I was moving, so I was trying to help her out, but I ended up taking up my space, but it's fine. I really wanted these anyway, so she had like a sale on her books, and these were two that I didn't already own. So you can see those are hers right there. Her what is it? It's Before Beauty, but is it the Classical Kingdoms collection? Is what it is. So these are a different series by her. I have book 2 and book 3. She didn't have book 1, so I'm gonna have to get book 1 later. But this is the Never Told Fairy Tale series. Never Told Fairy Tales novella series. There we go, words. And these are like really obscure fairy tale retellings. I've never heard of them, so I'm very curious to see how they are. But so I got The Prince's Dangerous Wish and The Enchanted Wreath. So this is book 2 and this is book 3. So I'm curious about those. And then I have found this one in a thrift store for like super cheap. Like I think I got it in like a pile of books for 10 for $1. Got most of the other ones are for my kids. So this one I grabbed for me because I needed to fill the 10th spot, to be honest. But it's A River to Cross by Yvonne Harris. And it looks to be, yeah, it's Western. It's set in Texas, 1886 on the Rio Grande. Grande? Is it Grande? Rio Grande? I don't know. Rio Grande. That sounds right. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't live in Texas. But anyways. And then I got another short nonfiction, and this is Parents Rising, 8 Strategies for Raising Kids Who Love God, Respect Authority, and Value What's Right by Arlene Pelican? I'm not sure. But I think this is another one that I just happened to grab to make 10 for $1. I've never heard anything about it. I just saw it was about parenting and it was a Christian one. It's by Moody Publishers, so hopefully it's good. And then I have 2 that I won in 2 different giveaways. This one is Andromache by Ellie Richmond. This is the author of The Parent's Tale, The Mermaid's Tale. I'm still lingering on the other book. This is a Christian sci-fi, and I really love sci-fi, and Christian sci-fi is something that I'm really trying to get into. It has the colored edges, and I won this in a giveaway, as I've already said. And yeah, that was really, really fun to get. This is a new release from her. And then I also got Trader in the Scottish Isles, an international romantic suspense by Paige Edwards. She sent me, or I think it was somebody else on Instagram, and she sent it to them, and I don't know, something somehow happened, and I got this book. But this is a romantic suspense, as I've already said. I was intrigued by the Scottish aspect of it, so I'm, free book. How could I say no? And then, let's see, what else over here? I'm trying to do small stacks so I can hold them and not keep turning. I got Mary Meekum's newest release, which is Rapunzel's Gambit in the All That Glitters series. I haven't yet to read anything in this series, and I really, really want to, but I haven't yet. I love this cover. Her dress is stunning. It's got a dragon. It's got nature on it. I'm beyond words. One of my favorite covers. Yeah, it's supposed to be a Rapunzel retelling, but with her, she's in league with the dragons. They like con people or something. I don't know. I also got from her the Midnight Blizzard. It's part of the Christmas Chronicles. I read, I think, a couple other in that series, but this one is a favorite in that series. And yeah, I really recommend this for Christmas time if you're looking for Christmas books. Really, really cute. It is a cross between Cinderella and Jack Frost. Very, very interesting. Mary Meekum's really good at coming up with unique stuff. A friend gave me a book sleeve. Isn't that cute? It's got little cats on it. I thought they were foxes at first, but I was like, wait a second, those are cats. I like cats too. But I thought that was so cute with the mushrooms. I think it gives more of like a fall type vibe to it. I'm going to save it for the fall time. I got Things We Didn't Say by Amy Lynn Green. This is like a World War II, I think. It says something about, yeah, World War II, 1944. Some letters from German POWs or something. I don't really know. I have heard good things about Amy Lynn Green from book lover Amanda, so I grabbed that when I saw it. This I'm really excited about. It is the Southern Living Community Cookbook celebrating food and fellowship in the American South by Sherry Castle. And just the cover is so stinking cute to me. It drew me in. I love Southern Living. And I just love the title. I was like, this is totally me. So yeah, it's really pretty. I'm trying really hard to show you without dropping it, but it has some really good recipes in here that I enjoy personally, but I need to learn how to make myself. So isn't that gorgeous? Like, oh, I can't with it. So it was $11 at Mr. K's in Greenville, and I think it's normally like $30. So I was like, I'm just getting this. I know there's some good stuff in here that I can cook. My dream is to go up to Indiana and be like sharing people, like this is Southern food, like sharing Southern culture, but I need to know how to make said food. So maybe this will help me. Pray for me, y'all. Pray for me, because I am not a cook. I'm a baker. I'm not a cook. Those are two different things. If you know, you know. I also grabbed Titanic, the Illustrated History. My mom owns a copy of this. She has a hard copy though, but this one was like $8 from Mr. K's as well. Got it with my trade credit, but it has lots of pictures and artwork. I have since learned that not everybody is obsessed with Titanic like I am, but I'm fascinated. I am. The movie did it, but I love the history of Titanic more than the movie, if that makes sense. Okay, last 3 books. I'm at 11 minutes, so we're good. I also got a pre-order for Written in Secret by Crystal Caudle. I have heard good things about this author, and I have yet to read her myself, but it looks very, like, I don't know, gothic, and like, it looks like it's be a perfect read for the fall to me. And I've heard good things about it too from people who've already read it. I also got Jamie Jo's new release at the time this was released. I pre-ordered this. Tempest at Annabelle's Lighthouse. And I wanted to get free shipping, so I added this one. I'm going to read it eventually anyway. It has a lighthouse on it. I love lighthouses. I just do. I toured one I toured Bald Head in North Carolina, and since then I've been a sucker for anything Lighthouse. I just find them so fascinating. And then the last one is Christie by Catherine Marshall. It is the collector's edition. I love Christie. I've read this a few times. I absolutely adore the TV show. I own it, and the movies too. The movies are not as good, but it gives me closure. So, but the miniseries is where it's at. But yeah, I really wanted to own. I had like a mass paperback copy of Christie, and I hate with a passion mass market paperbacks. And so I was waiting to see if I could find the hardcover collector's edition at Mr. K's, and this was $3 with nothing with my trade credits. So I was very excited about that, and I did not realize that it has actual pictures in the middle of the book. So it has like letters, and it has a map of Cutter Gap, and this is based off of a real person, the story, I believe. But it has like a few pictures. So very excited. Oh, there is Dr. McNeil from the TV show and the movies. I love his accent, y'all. I love his accent. But his Scottish accent, if you didn't know. But anyway, that is my haul. I am very excited about my collection that I was gonna say haul, but I already said that. I'm excited about what I got. But yeah, so if you've read any of those, let me know. I do want to update y'all that I could not get a hold of the Courtney Walsh book, so I have started The Reckoning at Gossamer Pond instead, because I already actually owned the audiobook somehow. I don't know how I owned it, but it was in my Audible, and I was like, oh, well, let me just read this one. So I am reading that one instead of the Courtney Walsh one. So that's where we're at. But I'm going to give you a better update later. I need to go. I'll talk more about it in just a bit. But yeah, that's my haul. Hello. So I have a real-time update as I'm reading before I finish the book. It is late, but better late than never. So I am this far in, so almost done with it. I'm on chapter 37, and this is The Reckoning at Gossamer Pond. And so I think I mentioned before that this is my second Jamie Jo Wright book, and I do like it a lot better than the one I read before, which is the On the Cliffs of Foxglove Manor. That one I gave a 3. I thought there was things that could have been explained better. But this one, the story is much more interesting to me. The characters are kind of, I don't know. I don't really care for the characters too much. There's one character I do kind of like, but I don't know. I don't really like the characters for this one, especially the men. The men are just icky to me. There's one timeline where I'm not quite sure if there is a romance happening. If there is, it's kind of really pushing it in believability, but whatever. So I'm really just here for the story in this. So if you really like characters, I don't know if this is, I don't know, maybe you would like them better than I do. I just find them really, really hard to relate to, very frustrating. But the plot is where it's at for this one for me. The amount of twists and turns, and you trying to figure out what in the world is going on, that is what is the sell for this book. There's been several oh my goodness moments. There's danger. A character is in danger. Well, multiple characters are in danger. One gets hurt. It's a whole ride as far as what's happening, which is classic Jamie Jo from what I've heard. So yeah, I don't love it, but I am enjoying my time with it. I'm actually listening to the audiobook as I'm working, because I'm kind of doing more administrative type stuff. So that's fun. But I am also reading it physically as well. First physical book I picked up in a while. even though I'm not fully reading it physically. But anyways, the other books I've been reading, like the ebook version, because again, it's hard to read physically whenever you have small children, or at least trying to feed said small baby. But I'm getting better at kind of fitting in physical reading, like while my daughter's playing and my baby's asleep. So that's been a new experience for me. So that's good. But yeah, I found out that, I think I knew this, but I forgot, that this is a debut novel for her. So I am kind of giving it a little bit more slack because some of the writing, there's some repetitive type stuff that's I'm finding a little bit irksome, but it is the debut. So, and I can tell from the other book I read by her, the writing was much better in that one. So naturally her writing has progressed. So, but I do like this one better than the other one I read by her. So anyways, I will keep trucking along and finishing up this one, and I'll let you know my final thoughts whenever I finish it. Hey y'all, I finished. Okay, I finished The Reckoning at Gossamer Pond, and I'm very glad I powered through. I don't know if I mentioned before, I'm getting confused about what I've talked about where, but there was a quote in here that gave me pause about the main character in the modern timeline. She had a thought about Jesus' second coming, and it was very off, and I was like, is this what the author thinks, or is this just like the character really needs to have her priorities re-examined, or have a stronger faith, grow in her faith? And it was concerning to me. I was like, what is this quote? Am I misreading this? What is this? Because I've heard other people enjoy Jamie Jo. It didn't seem like it would be something that she would believe in, but I wasn't sure. So I consulted some friends, and they reassured me. So I'm glad that I listened and kept reading, because it was worth the read. I'm glad I read it, because I do want to read most, if not all, of Jamie Jo's books, because everybody raves about them. I was going to say rants and raves, but raves about them. And so I'm glad I read this. I did enjoy it more than the previous book, as I've said before, that I read by her, which is On the Cliffs of Foxglove Manor. I misspoke earlier. My bad. This is book 2 that she's read. The reason I misspoke is because on the back it says praise, and I was thinking, oh, it's for this book. Listen here, Taylor. Read the top. It says praise for the House on Foster Hill. So that one is her debut. This is her second book. And side rant here. If you're going to put endorsements on the back of a book, or in a book, period, can you not do it for the book that you have in your hand? I don't want to hear about other books that the author has written. I want to hear about this book. So that's why I got confused. But anyways, it's her second book, and I still stand by what I said about the writing. I think it will get better over time. So it is only her second book, so it's still kind of close to a debut. But anyways, I digress. So I'm going to land on, I'm kind of caught between a 3 and a 3.5, because I rated the other one 3 by her, and I did like this one better, but it's still, the characters were kind of annoying to me. I didn't really like any of them, which is a problem. And then some of the stuff was kind of repetitive, like the writing was kind of it's kind of aggravating in a few places. Like overall, it was really good writing. I don't know. It was good. I liked the story. I really liked the ending for one of the characters. So, it was good. I do recommend it if you like dual timeline, if you like revival type stories. Like, it has a revival component in it. Because there's tent revivals, and these preachers are impacting a town. If you like small town stuff, if you like just like constantly being on your toes and wondering what in the world is going to happen, kind of a thriller-esque, but more of kind of a psychological type situation going on. So if you like that, I would recommend it. So I think I'm going to land softly on a 3-star, just because I did like it, but I've rated other books 3.5 that I liked way better than this one. So I think I'm going to softly land on 3.5. I may change 3. I may change that to 3.5. I don't know. I'm kind of, that's where I'm fresh, just finishing it. So that's where I'm thinking right now. And I don't think I'm going to keep owning it. I'm going to purge this one because, it was just an okay book. I don't really plan on rereading it. If I want to have my child and read it in the future, I'll just get it another time. But that's part of the reason why I'm keeping some books, is because I plan on sharing these with my children when they're much older. But, yeah, so I think I'm just going to purge that one, be somewhat productive with this vlog, and save a little bit of space, even though it's just one book. But to reiterate, I almost dropped the books. I read 3 books for this vlog, unless I'm missing one, which I don't think. I feel like I've been filming this forever because it's taking me so long to read. But anyways, so I read first Amber Gold by Rachel Nelson. Really enjoyed it. I'm going to keep that one. And read The Tides of Time by Sarah M. Eden. By the way, I don't think I mentioned, highly, highly, highly recommend the audiobook. She did fantastic accents, and she really acted really well too. So definitely keeping this one. It's a new favorite. And then this one, as I mentioned, The Reckoning at Gossamer Pond. I'm going to purge that one. So there was another book that I had pulled, which was The Silver Chair by C.S. Lewis. And I think what I'm going to do, because I was actually going to read that one next, and it's on hold through Libby, and I don't want to spend a credit on it. I want to be very picky about my credits through Audible, because I got a free 3-month subscription thingy, and I don't know. I just want to be very particular about what book I pick for that. So I think I'm just going to hold off on that one indefinitely until I get around to reading it, like after this vlog series, because I'm going to keep that regardless, and that's not the point of this vlog. It's just see if I want to get rid of some of my books. So putting that one on hold. And I think I have rambled enough in this vlog that I am going to end it here and start a new part 2. So stay tuned for part 2. But I think I'm finally going to conglomerate all these video clips and put them together in a video and put it out for y'all. So hopefully it won't take me too long to do that. But I really want to get these clips off my phone, and I feel like it would be much longer if I keep going. So I'm going to pause it here. I got 3 books done for this vlog. Yay! Go me. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and for those that gave me prompts to use. I'm not sure if this will be interesting to people, because I feel like I was super rambly and it's just me talking for I don't even know how long, a long time probably, but thank you all for watching. I really, really appreciate it and your support. And yeah, leave me a comment below. Hope to talk soon. Bye, y'all.